welcome to the session. This is Sweta, your English master teacher at Vedantu. And today I will be beginning with the little match girl. And you all know that we are now concentrating on ICSE grade 10th one short revision, right? So the chapter that we are going to deal with today is the little match girl, right? So one short revision, guys. I hope after this one short revision of this chapter, you will be absolutely thorough because I think you have already gone through the Umang series related to this chapter and also, in the Hindi channel and also the explanation in the English channel. So I have covered this chapter in both the channels and now we are ready for one shot revision. I think all of you are ready along with me, right? So let us begin with The Little Match Girl by Hans Christian Andersen. This is the extract, guys. Please read through the extract. Okay. Most terribly cold it was. It snowed and was nearly quite dark and evening, the last evening of the year. And it continues still. The little poor thing. One slipper was nowhere to be found, etc., etc. She kept along, trembling with cold and hunger. So you can understand from where exactly the passage is taken. You can read through please read through the entire passage, guys. It's very important to read through the text properly. So I have taken some of the very important extracts from the text. So at least read through the text when you are in the class, right? So that you are prepared almost, 50% of the text is prepared. And the rest 50%, please read through the text also, right? So let us move ahead with the first question. And I want the answer, guys, in the chat box as soon as I show you the question, all right? So quickly tell me, describe the condition of the girl. Okay? So please, I want the answers in the chat box as quickly as possible. All right, so let us have a look at the answer. The little girl was bareheaded and barefoot in the freezing cold. 1 minute, let me take a different color pen so that it's visible. Okay. In the freezing cold, and as she had lost her slippers that she had worn, which belonged to her mother and were too large for her. Her feet were quite red and blue from cold, right? So she was in a very poor condition, also shivering with cold, and the slippers that she had worn that were also ones that were too large for her because they were her mother's slippers, and she also had lost that slippers on her way, and therefore there were no slippers also, and her feet were also red and blue from cold. So that was the terrible and pitiful condition of the little girl. So you can use these, keywords, terrible or pitiful, okay, condition of the girl. Now, then does the author give us a glimpse into the Victorian society? So I have discussed this I think in the Hindi channel I have discussed, and also in the English channel. I think both the channels I've explained about the Victorian society. The setting is Victorian society, right? So what can you say about this? So please do not just write, yes, the author gives us a glimpse into the Victorian society. Please explain how, okay? So, although the question is not asking you how, but you are supposed to give at least in one line, how can you say that, the author is giving us a glimpse of the Victorian society? Because I see most of the students commit this mistake. Whenever you have this kind of question, yes, no kind of a question, you just say yes and you end your answer. Please do not do that. Please give one line explanation, to prove your answer, right? So let us have a look at the answer. Yes, we get a glimpse into the Victorian society in which the parents were cruel enough to make their children work in the freezing cold. So as I told you, if you have looked at the explanation, I have explained how the children were treated as miniature adults. Okay, how the children were treated as miniature adults in the Victorian society, and especially when there was this industrial revolution. So you can also mention these points as well, right? It was a phase of industrial revolution and modernization, and there was a lot of changes taking place. So there was a rise of middle class also, right, during this time, and the poor became even more poor, poorer, and the rich became richer, right? And so therefore, the children, at that point of time, they were treated as miniature adults, right? So begging was a menace and child abuse was common, at that point of time. Now, why was begging a menace? Because the poor became even more, I mean, they resorted to poverty even more, right? Because of the rise, all these industrial revolution, impact of industrial revolution giving rise to the middle class and all that. I think you must have studied this in your history books as well, right? So the same thing, that is the common background that we are dealing with in this lesson. Before moving forward, guys, I would like to make an announcement. Vedantu launches NTSE Stage 2 course. You can be a part of the transformation and start preparing early with Vedantu. And this has started from 17th of December 2020. It's continuing till 13th of Feb 2021, Monday to Saturday. This is the registration link, guys. Do get yourselves registered. Okay. So moving forward, if you want to join us and gain 100% knowledge and 100% marks, that is possible, guys. How? Just click on the link below in the description box and pin comment, and you can avail unlimited live classes with fun and high level quizzes, and you can compete with the students throughout the world. Yes. And you can have interactive replays with live quizzes and leaderboards. And you can also download the content which has handwritten notes of master teachers, and your doubts will be solved. This is the best part, guys, because you have this doubt solving facility where we have an entire team devoted only and only, the team of class teachers devoted only and only to your doubts, guys. So your doubts will be solved in the class live. You can have an interaction with the class teacher as well as master teacher in the class and get your doubts solved, right? And assignments, definitely we have assignments after each and every session, and you can get solving the assignment will help you to gain knowledge and a deeper understanding of how much you have understood about the concept that has been done in the class. And the test that we give you, you can also check yourself, because we also provide the performance report, so you will be able to analyze where you stand and prepare yourselves accordingly. Plus, you have 5,000 plus micro courses and free crash courses for competitive exams. That too in less price. So this is the link, and use the coupon code SWREPRO. If you use this coupon code, guys, you can avail the discount price of 2,159 instead of 2,699 per month, and 5,599 instead of 2,333 per month, where you can actually save 14%. That actually comes down to 7,000. Instead, you are only paying 5,599. If you calculate further, you will see that your per class price comes down to only 11 rupee per class for a month and 9 rupees per class for 3 months, which actually is even cheaper than a packet of Lays, right? Okay, so let's move ahead. And please don't forget to use this coupon code and visit the link in the description box and the pinned comment. Okay? Next, guys, next extract. Lights were shining from every window. So this is about the vision, okay? From every window, and there was a savory smell of roast goose, for it was the New Year's Eve, and yes, she remembered that in a corner between two houses, etc., etc., continuing till how the fire burned. It seemed so beautifully warm that the child stretched out her feet as if to warm them, when lo, the flame of the match went out, the stove vanished. So it is all about her vision, right? The vision where she had the vision of that roast goose in the New Year's Eve, right? Okay, so you have to describe her home. So please tell me the answer in the chat box. You can have a look at the passage. Okay, she dare not to go home, for she had sold no matches. And could not take home even a penny of money. Her father would definitely beat her, and etc., etc., right? So let us see. And they had only the roof to cover them, through which the wind howled. Basically, this part is the description of the home, right? So let us see what you can write in the answer. Her house was in as poor a condition as she was, right? It was almost as cold at home as on the street, because they had only the roof to cover them. They lacked adequate woolens to keep them warm. So adequate, you can say clothing, okay, to keep themselves warm. There also the wind howled through the cracks. So they had cracks in the roof and the wind got inside. Okay, so howling of the wind was visible, was audible through the cracks, which penetrated through the cracks although the largest holes had been stopped with straws and rags. So you can see how miserable it was, in a miserable condition, right? Just as the poor girl was. So it would have made actually no difference if she would have even returned home, right? Okay, somehow she might have protected herself, with the help of the roof. Okay, so that would have covered them, but it was not something which was, which she could have found comfort in. The next one is, what did she imagine when she lighted the first match? So let us have a look. Okay, when she lighted the first match, it seemed to give a warm, bright light like a little candle. It was really a beautiful or a wonderful light. It seemed to the little girl that she was sitting by a large iron stove with polished brass feet and a brass ornament. And it seemed beautifully warm, and the child stretched out its arm to warm it. Okay, so that was the first matchstick that she had lighted, right? Next, we come to the next passage. She lighted another match, and then she found herself sitting under a Christmas tree, right? So this is about the beautiful Christmas tree, and etc. etc. And then finally, I think this is about someone is dying. That means she had seen the shooting star, right? So Christmas tree, and the extract deals with the Christmas tree and the shooting star. Let us quickly have a look at the question that follows. First one is, describe the Christmas tree. Very, very simple. I am sure you will be able to answer the question. So please do answer it in the chat box right now. Let me see. All right. So the Christmas tree was beautifully decorated. There were thousands of tapers. Okay, 1 minute. Burning upon the great green branches and colored pictures like those she had seen in the show windows. Okay, so that was the description of the Christmas tree. Next is, why did the girl think someone is dying? Which is very, very important, guys. So this is an important question, and I want all of you to answer this question at least in the chat box, please. All right, let us quickly have a look. The girl thought that someone is dying because her old grandmother, the one who had loved her, the only one who had loved her and who was now dead, had told her when a star falls, a soul was going up, or up to God, or you can also say ascending to heaven. Okay. And one more point that you can add is the fairy tale ending. Okay. Not here basically, but yes, you can in one line add the fairy tale ending. We can, because we can actually, from here we can actually predict the end. Okay, I have already discussed about the fairy tale ending in the explanation part when I was discussing the chapter. So please have a look at the discussion of the chapter in the English channel as well as the Hindi channel, right? I have talked about the fairy tale ending there. So please have a look. Okay, I have discussed in detail, so you can take 1 or 2 lines from there. This is how you can make your answer sound a bit different, or look a bit different from the rest, right? So add 1 or 2 lines on the fairy tale ending. How is it twisted, and then predicting. This is predicting the end, right? We can almost have this. We can almost forecast that someone is going to die. So we are actually understanding that it is the girl who is going to die, but it is also ironical here. So you can also talk about the irony here. Okay, irony here. Why? Because verbal irony. Okay, because she herself is not knowing of the fact that it was she who was going to die, right? So you can add these points in this answer that is going to make your answer enriched. All right. Next question, guys. She again rubbed a match on the wall and lighted, and the light shone round in the brightness too. So this is about the vision of the grandmother, right? So let us see. And I think this is no one imagined. Okay, so this is the ending of the session. This is the ending of the story. Okay, so let us quickly have a look at the question. Why did the girl make haste to light the whole bundle of matches? Very, very important question. Okay, she wished to keep her grandmother there. That means she did not wish the vision to disappear, right? The matches glowed with a light that was brighter than the noonday. Grandmother had never appeared so large and so beautiful. She took the little girl in her arms, and both flew upwards in the brightness of joy far above the earth, where there was neither cold nor hunger nor pain. So, here you also talk about the ending as discussed in the previous video. Okay, where I explained the chapter. Okay, please, please do have a look. Okay, please do have a look at the chapter explanation where I have explained the ending, and add a line, add one or two lines from there as well, right? So, as I already discussed in the previous question also, so here also you have to talk about the ending. Okay, how is it? The how is the fairy tale trope taken, right? So, trope of fairy tale. These are the points, because this is something which everybody is going to write, right? If you write these points, if you add these extra points, you are going to make a good impression, and you are going to show your understanding of the chapter. So that is very, very important. Okay. Why was there a smile on the girl's lips? Did the people understand? The girl had a smile on her lips when she died because she was relinquishing. So here that author is trying to show, that afterlife is going to be rewarding. Okay. So she's going to have a rewarding afterlife, which is going to be which is going to elevate all her pain and suffering which she had in this life, in this so she is going to escape from the harsh reality of the real world and go into a world where she would be no, she would have all the comforts, and she would not have this world of pain and suffering, right? Also reunion with her, with the person that she that who loved her the most, that is grandmother and God. No one imagined what beautiful things, no one could imagine what beautiful things. So she had seen, nor into what glory she had entered, right? They had no idea about it, right? So this is how the people, so the people lacked what the little girl actually had, right? So that is definitely, so afterlife is better than the life that she had that point of at that point of time, right? So that is going to be rewarding. So please talk about the ending here as well in this question. So these questions which are nearing the end, guys, you please try and talk about the ending, about the trope of the fairy tale, and how is the trope twisted, because Anderson mainly deals with fairy tales. So how is this a kind of a fairy tale, and what is the expectation? I have discussed at length in the previous session. I'm telling you again and again, and emphasizing on the fact, please do watch the explanation, the previous lesson, the previous video explanation. I think it was in the English channel itself. Please watch out both English as well as Hindi channel explanation, and then add the appropriate points that I am writing over here, okay, from that particular slide. All right, that would be definitely helpful for you guys, and I think now you are absolutely ready with this lovely chapter, which is one of my favorites from your syllabus. Okay, so this is the link, guys, and this is the coupon code. Please do visit the link, and please do apply this coupon code to avail the discount. And I'm waiting, I'm looking forward to see you very soon in our Vedantu family, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the session, and I hope you will do the needful, guys, as and where I have written the points. Please take those points from the previous video and add on to your answer, and kindly frame your own answer at your home. Don't just these are the points that I have given. You need to frame your own answers, guys, which is very, very, very important. That only then you will be able to make your answers very different from the rest. Otherwise everybody is going to produce the same answer, which is not very appealing. Okay, so if you want to gain good marks and increase your knowledge, guys, please do please follow my suggestions. It will really be helpful to you. Okay, so take care, bye bye, see you again in the next session. And in the comment section, please let me know how are you liking the one shot revision, and if you want any changes in the sessions, then your suggestions are welcome. And please do hit the like button, share the video amongst your friends, so that it is going to be, so that it is also helpful for your for your friends, right? And Don't forget to subscribe if you still haven't subscribed to the channel. Bye bye, guys. Take care. See you again in the next session.